regarding this 3 months, what I feel that it is a very structured and very beautiful way.
It's a sad day for me and a happy day. It's a sad day for me because I spent 3 months with a lot of you, and for some of you who may not move to the certification level for whatever reason, right? I may not be seeing you every week, right? It's a happy day because I see the progress that all of you have made from when you first joined to where you've come, right? And when I hear your success stories, the things that are happening in your life, everyone's life is different, right? But the fact that you're making progress, that's all that matters to me. And if you get results, that's even better, right? Sometimes results come early, sometimes results come late. We don't know, we always cannot predict. But one thing is sure, if you're taking action, then definitely something is changing, right? So I'm happy for all the updates and all the things that have changed. When, let's say, Sanat shares that he has, in the merger, he's got a better role, or Sandeep shares that he's got a promotion, or Ambika shares that she's made a presentation, got appreciated at work, and then, Pavan, all of you, right? I'm just taking a few names. It's just, what I mean is that this is what gives me joy, and that's what I'm happy about, that at least in the 3 months, it takes a lifetime to get to where, a lot of people take, right? But at least in 3 months, we've made some progress, okay? And I think we are now, ready to start our, so-called graduation.
My name is Amit Diwan. I've been in banking throughout, and I currently work in a company which aids banks in lending. I think my journey, while I and Mudit are connected over LinkedIn for a while, but my reason for joining this course came in from some amount of introspection. I have been a CXO for about 3 years. But I felt that there's something that I need to do different. There's some sort of let's say, realization that something's not quite right. And I think, while that realization is like a cloud which hangs on your head. So first of all, I would like to thank Mudit that the quality of the content, the way it's organized, I have largely seen this content over, recordings. I have gone through the articles through the app. But I think the journey that you've created is fantastic, and it's very, very useful, and it gives a lot of flexibility to people. Now, reflecting on my experience, I feel that this is a journey that Mudit has put us on, but it is not that we're at the destination. There's a long way to go. Every day we will need to kind of look at the concepts we have learned. Every day we will look at improvising on things that have been taught to us. So my view is that you gave us a sort of a reader's digest in a huge library of content, and we have to but read this reader's digest every day. In terms of experiences on what my journey has been like in the first the last 3 months, I think one point I would like to talk about. But I think the first thing that caught my attention was when Mudit said that how you react to situations is entirely your choice. And I realized that I'm taking things to heart. I can't take accountability for someone else's shortcomings. So that was probably a learning which has helped me to uh, deal with the stresses of work a lot better. I also introspected a lot on what I need to do as a CXO to improve. And I think one thing that came out clearly was the fact that habits, is something that all of us need to inculcate. And I think create introspection leads you to form your identity. It helps you create habits, because at the end of the day, all of us have resolutions, but habits is what makes thing magic happen. So the second piece I learned was a lot about habits. And the third experience that I think I would like to talk about, and it's been very impactful, is the use of emotions. I've traditionally been a data oriented person, and as a result, most of my arguments are actually based on data. But introspecting on the things or the content we learned as far as presentations, etc., is concerned, um, the one thing that stood out for me is understand the emotions of the person. And I actually put it to test in the last 15 days in two interactions. I had an interaction with the senior HR leader and I realized that when I put emotions up front, the person actually started paraphrasing. So a 45, 50-minute conversation that I had with the person, he made references to, Acha, tumne ye us time kaha tha na, that really stuck with me. What you said then, that really stuck with me. So, that was, I think, when the penny dropped for me, that using only data and rational arguments doesn't really work when you're trying to put across your point. The second piece that I have realized is that this journey has helped me empower myself because of the fact that as a CXO, you need to think differently. You need to rise above functional fiefdoms, etc., and you need to think about the organization. And I believe that in the last 1 month or so, my interaction with investors and shareholders in the company are far more elevated, and as a result of that, I feel a lot more confident. So, Mudit, it's been actually, I'm very grateful for you to actually show us the path. Now, a lot of us, will continue on this path. We will all continue our association with you. And I thank you for all your contribution and look forward to being associated with you in the coming times. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine you are climbing a mountain. Every step is confident, but you realize that you are missing the path to the summit. That was me. I'm Pradeep Upadhyay, Head of AI and Gen AI Solutions Practice at WNS Global Services. I've been always passionate about cutting edge technologies, but I faced a challenge in terms of my visibility within the organization. My peers ascended to the role of CXO while I remained in shadows. And it was not about buttering or office politics, it was about effective communication. I realized that to achieve my goal of short term goal of CDO and long term goal of CEO, I needed guidance. That's when I discovered the 90 days CXO challenge program from Mudit sir, and with its enticing promise of tripling my salary. The journey over these 90 days have been highly transformational. There are four key areas of transformation that I have gone through in past 90 days. The first one is habits and health. I embrace the power of Brahma Muhurta, waking up early to set intentions, write goals, express gratitudes. The vision board that I created keeps me motivated. It reminds me of my goals every day. A 2 month improved health challenge helped me address an 8 years old lower back pain through physiotherapy and exercises. Where I once struggled to comfortably sit for 30 minutes, I now often sit without a cushion, a testament to my improved health. The second area is leadership style. I shifted from reactive to responsive behavior, aligning my actions with a CXO mindset. This shift didn't go unnoticed. Peers and leaders began to see a new, more effective version of me. The third area is presentation skills. My presentation style and art of storytelling underwent a transformation. I now communicate with clarity, conviction, and impact. The fourth area is emotional intelligence and office politics. I've become more aware about office politics and better equipped to navigate conflicts. Emotional intelligence is no more a buzzword for me, it's a daily practice. There are three more key additional learnings that I've got through this program. The first one is creating your own personal leadership brand and networking, which is a game changer. Second one is the Ikigai exercise that revealed my purpose of life. Third one is applying the Blue Ocean strategy. I'm discovering unpublished jobs opportunity by applying that technique, and currently being interviewed for CDO role. Three of the rounds have gone very well, and now one more round is pending. I hope that also goes positive. So, just to conclude, in just 90 days, this program transformed me. So, my advice to other aspirants will be create your personal leadership brand, network relentlessly because connection matters. Embrace the change, it's the path to growth. Let's all aim for 1% improvement every day. Together, we will redefine what it means to be CXO. I would like to give a special thanks to Mudit sir and thank you all for listening.
Next on the screen, I'd like to call my one and only Rajesh, the Enthu man.
Hello, my dear family, and I really mean it because it's not possible to get friends right in corporate world who truly cares about others' career. And today, I'm in mid of 100 different events around me, but still now I have a clarity to prioritize and see here. I appear here with blazer and my entire family still in shock what this guy is doing. So, very good morning, my extended family, and thank you all for being here today. And thank you, Mudit sir, for this opportunity. So my journey is quite transformational, and it's not something happened 3 months back. It happened a decade back ago. So I realized I was an autopilot. I'm just going through uh, just motions and not truly engaging with my passions, goals. And I started reading books, attending a lot of different trainings, getting guidance from my mentors within our. In this journey, I kind of found out, okay, this is my passion, this is my strength. But despite felt happy, but I struggled to achieve my desired results. So in this entire process, procrastination and delays became my constant companions, pushing my goals further away. So this self awareness became the catalyst for the change. So I realized like there is something I have to uh, do different, and that's where like I got a contact from Mudit. So when I enrolled this course, I learned the power of mindfulness, doing stuff as a group. Although I knew a lot of techniques before, the old habits actually held me back from practicing it. Being in a group setting, hearing others' stories of success, struggles actually motivated me to take actions finally. So I started to write affirmations. I started to visualize my goals. I used to do it like randomly, but there is a consistency, and thanks a lot for my accountability partners, the gang of four. So it has been great help in my journey. And today I approach my task with a very focused mindset, not a fixed mindset, and I prioritized work based on the impact rather than the urgency. And I have built few new habits. I would honestly admit, like there are a lot of further changes how to make, but those new habits helped me a lot to handle the complex situations using the self affirmations to stay positive. For example, like when I planned my, I mean, when my planned promotion was delayed, right? Like I spoke about it multiple times in this forum. Like instead of surrendering to the fear, I focused on what I could control and used my self affirmations and to stay confident. And the rest of things happen naturally that everyone knows. So this actually this approach was a completely a new learning for me, how to stay positive as a leader. Like I used to hear 100 times in different forums, like leaders will stay calm, they stay positive during complex times. But for the first time, I realized there is a leader in me who achieved that one, that actually boost a lot of my confidence. So the CXO conference, that was a real game changer, I would say. Like that one event, that's completely transformational, I would say. Like meeting industry leaders, Anjali, Raj, there are a lot of names I can mention. Like it's not easy to sit just next to them, talk to them as a friend when they are like senior most leaders. And even like when with Pawan, who is my accounting part, sometimes I used to confuse, he is just my friend or he is a senior leader, because I see him in LinkedIn and a different face. When I spoke to him, it's all different. So that's a blessings, I would say. Like that the journey of transformation has been incredibly rewarding for me. And I know I have to be consistent. There are a lot of one-on-ones I had with Raj, Anjali, and there are a lot of insights I have. Like even the presentations what I made, the feedback Anjali gave, still it's going in my mind. So thanks a lot for all these efforts, Mudit sir. Like I can see there are a lot of positive impact in my organization of my life, but truly within my personal life, I have to be consistent. That bell is still ringing in my head, but I'm positive. I don't have regret. I'm not getting frustrated. I now feel like it's part of process. I have to still surrender to the process. And my mom used to say most of the times, like when a student is ready, the teacher will appear. So that's how I see Mudit sir. Thanks a lot, Mudit sir, for all your efforts, and thanks a ton to Priyanka for all the background efforts, like helping us whenever we need her. I think she instantly appear and then do the things and go off. And thanks a lot to each and everyone in this team. You are all part of my extended family, and I'm sure we will be staying connected, and we will continue to grow together. So I think thanks you all for listening. Thanks again, Mudit sir.
Great. So let me just call upon Mr. Sandeep. The stage is all yours.
Hey, hi, everyone. So that's my journey. Uh, Always be confused because thinking something or else. So it always happens with me. And with those self-doubt, uh, you know, self-criticism, I have started looking for a mentor. And I I still remember on 3rd of March, I joined and I discussed with Mudit sir that what exactly I am feeling. And before I start my journey, Sandeep 2.0, I just want to thank all of you for being into that cohort mode, where I can speak my mind, my emotions, without thinking that what other will think about. Correct? And my journey from suffer to suffer for a better way, I will give you that what I have learned in last 2.5 months. So it's a cleansing moment for me. I have started thinking strategic because the first thing which draw and nailed in my head is that diagram, that management skill diagram, that what exactly management wants and where I am looking. I am still seeker of a knowledge, but I was need to work more on a strategic side. The other part, which is again nailed in mind, what management wants: increase of revenue, improving service, reduction of cost, and reducing inputs. So that two things actually make the whole thought process change while I am working. Definitely, I made my goal, but those other part is taking away lots my energy to think that management को क्या चाहिए भाई अब मेरे से. So it's giving me the sense, giving me a routine to reduce the stress level. And two other thing I think I have learned effectively, that is know your boss, and boss's boss should know what you are doing. So these two things which I always aspire for, because I think I was overdoing many of the things to be visible. Well, the most of the things are very simple. Okay, so I was thinking about only myself, not the other way. That what my boss is thinking, what he wants, what my boss's boss wants. So it is more of an introspection for me while I am doing. The other story which I was facing, that is the anecdote I discovered only today morning, where Mudit sir suggested, boss, you should have 4 stories, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And if I am saying and my wife is not part of the discussion, it would not happen. So she is right now in Mica, and I am always, asking for or paneer ki sabji. So paneer ki sabji, I found the same thing, that same gravy with a different kind of sizes. So this anecdote is giving me that clear that you should have everything. That crux, the gravy part should be always with you, but the story should be changed based on the position, mood, and the situation and environment. So this is one of the things. And the other part, that is know your audience. CFO, number, CEO, vision, and HR, people management. So these are the things actually making. So in last 2.5 months, I would not say that I have achieved a lot, but obviously what I have goaled for, I have achieved. I have already reaching out more than 3 CFOs. I have achieved my wealth goals, which I have taken, reducing INR 8K per month and saving 2 hours of day in my commute. My health goals, that managing stress and getting up at 5:30 to 6 a.m. So that is giving me a relief that I am achieving something. And obviously, I have started positive affirmation, daily gratitude, and cognitive reframing on a regular basis. This is giving me a positive outlook towards my life and my achievement. Now, I want to expand my capabilities to Sandeep 3.0 in making. I am still learning the presentation skills, 50% time devote in the practice, structure narrative, central idea, eye contact during the presentation, and business storytelling. Work of Rule 3, share authentic and emotive stories is okay. Then 3-part structure of story and big picture over details. I was always very detailed during my board meeting. I understood that, and my last board meeting was very well. Now the last part, perhaps the executive presence. I was always hyper, looking for something more, looking for more visibility. So that cleansing moment, removing moment is going away. And obviously, I am looking for the sponsor. I'm working towards that, the sponsor side, which is the takeaway from the whole 2.5 months of my working with Mudit sir. Thank you all for being supportive. Thank you.
Let's move on. And I think the next gentleman we'd love to call upon is Jitendra Bhai, and he'll tell us more about his books and everything else that he's been achieving. So Let's have his video, please.
Power of three. This is something which I want to share today. And before I share this power of three part, I want to thank everyone for this entire thing because this is a journey of 3 months. And 3 months, we started with day one. And day one, when we start, just go back and see. Mudit has started things with the intention part. The intention is very clear. Uh, and I want my colleagues to be there with me because this is very important part. Intention is very clear by Mudit that he want to give, he want to serve, and he want to give what he have in his mind, in his thought, in his learning, and want that everyone have success. Very simple thing. But he has started with bowing down the things. So I want to start with the same thing. Thank you, Mudit, and I want everyone to be a part of my thanks because this is the thanks Lord Guru. Mudit, you are really good. And now coming to power of three, this is something which I learned from the session, which is a 12-step session because this is having a 12 stages of learning. And what we're talking is the apex part. Apex means the triangle where we have to go like this. And if you go with the journey part, I had seen, first of all, Mudit with one tagline, cxohive.com, life and leadership. And then I put one more thing, life, leadership, and you. Stories start from here on because life is story. See, when we talk about life, life is something which is an inherent part. And let's talk on this entire part because if you talk about the session of 12 days or 12 things, the first 3 days or 4 days are only on the awareness part, only on the clarity part of mind and skill. And if you talk about the first thing which we have learned in entire thing is intention, followed by identity and habits. That's a base model. He started things with this, and there's again three parts: your intention, your identity, and your habits. Now, entire thing is very simple, but this is not ending here. Yes, again, share decluttering part. Because when you talk about life, decluttering is important. I am here just sharing as a joint member of the entire community. See, every person has got something within. So this has to come with gratitude. Have to have a decluttering in terms of forgiveness, a right affirmation. Because unless you're not able to clear your like a sort of thing which is there inside, you can't take the journey forward. And then follows step of learning. This step of learning is something which is different. 1% change every day. Very simple thing. 1% change is what? Close to 37% change in here. This is something we are looking as a kaga, as a growth, maybe financial part, health part, or life field part. And this is like a base part which is being emphasized very well. Then we follow entire thing, come to the fundamental part. Take what you want. What's the ikigai? What's the life purpose? Goal card. See, this is one wonderful part where like every learning you start with goal card. But what goal card is meaningful because every person has got a values. So your goal card should be synced with the values and then come with the entire thing which is going to come as a part of vision board. And now in this 3 to 4 day session, entire thing is on mindset because 80% is mindset and 20% skill set. And this from other side is life part, which has put a private victory. Very wonderful. Having a deep one. Unless until we have a private victory, we can't go publicly. Because first of all, require a clearance part. This is something which is like our own journey. Yes, definitely require a mentor to have a like a hand holding. We are Buddhist has put a lot of efforts. Then comes second stage when you are through with this private journey, your public journey. Now people want to see who are you. And he has again put something in a different way because today platform of showing is LinkedIn. Your presence is required, your 500 plus connects are required. How are you going to say it? It's also important. And then comes how to take a journey in second part because here again it's a like a very deep chapters, but I take some few of entire part. where he has put four things, which is very important part. We are again, as a person, we're lacking. What is the cognitive skills? Second is self-efficacy. Third is management skill, and fourth is technical skill. So as a whole, if we talk about 90% people as of now in corporate work are sticking two parts, only having a management skills and technical skills. Nothing. I have a journey of 29 years. I worked with Carrier, a UTC company, 28 billion USD. I worked with Maria, again 26 billion USD, number two in world in terms of manufacturing. As we have a coffee of 10 minutes part, within 10 minutes they produce one cake machine. And lastly, I worked as a VP sales in ETA Group, as a part of Eltec. So in 29 years of corporate journey, I found three things very important. One is vision, mission, and third is values. Again, three. So the point is that if you have creative entire part, then you start a journey. And coming to public appearance, three things are very important. I'm sure I'm repeating an entire people who are with me going to remember now because Mudit has said this 20 times. 55, 38, 7. Doesn't require any introduction. That's like self-explanatory. Communication. And I learned a lot of things in entire part because see, this is a baseline, but things are not ending here. Because when you talk about skills, there's 15 skills which is mentioned for 2023, 2025 will be required. And all are different skills. Your analytical skills, your learning skills, your strategical skills, your leadership skills, your EI skills. So everything is littered with having something which is a part of a cognitive part or self-application. So these again are skills which being learned. But again, I like the entire part is your storytelling. Because if you want to go to that level, and I share my experience, as a CEO, it doesn't require much of things. We require simple connect. Within 5 minutes of your presence, you charge up the entire. We required only three things with CEO: having a clarity, having a sort of a concentration, what we require, and having a like a cause, what you want to say. So these three things are like again a different part. But what this has given very important part is your storytelling. Because storytelling is something which makes things very easy. You can have a connect. You can able to express your thing in such a way where people can reveal the entire. And then comes again a part of communication. Executive presence is one of important part if you want to have that part of C. C means I use the word chief. So like if you want to go to chief part, then again EP is required. Executive presence. And this is again very important part. Here I learn, and I want to say and I want to thank one what it is GCA. Your gravity, your communication, your abilities. Again 65, 28 and so on. So this is something which is a part of learning which was not there with me because this is something I so enjoy. Now going forward, again going to the part of further requirement of as a CEO, you have to have your emotional intelligence because if you don't have EI, your self mastery, your self judgment, your public and relationship management, you can't have that part because AI is something which is now going ahead, but EI is something which is a part of that. And then with entire thing, you have a conclusion of your political handling because if you're not able to handle the politics part, I think again the letter like this is going to be taken. And conflict management is one thing which is again an art of entire thing of your skill set because it requires a simple consistency. So with this, from day one, from intention setting to conflict management, we learn entire. Now coming to the power of three, which I want to share with you all. Three is something which is very important. So first three things which I learned in last year is my side is 3H. 3H is something which is humble, helpful, and hungry for learning. And this year I learned, I put myself into three parts, 3L. That is lifelong learning. Now coming to Mudit part, which I take it forward and apply is mindfulness. He has put one model of Appt, very powerful. Have awareness, have a pause, come to present. Your 90% battle going to be within this. Because when you have like a decision making part, when we have conflict management, when we have something in terms of your board meeting, this is important. So moving ahead, I want to conclude with my thought process that as my friends who are there, I use three words for everyone. Don't give up. Because this is very important. In engineering, we have eat point. And this eat point comes, we don't know in which part, because this is something which is going to come different. And lastly, coming to Mudit's part, I want to put 3 S's to Mudit. One is, he's always smiling. This gives a personality part. So he's shining because of his wisdom, and it gives authority. And third is S, which is serving. He is here to serve, and it's a legacy. And with this, Mudit, I want to share you with my bottom heart. You are awesome. Good. Again, three. You are awesome. So thank you, everyone. This is my.
Now, I think Milind.
Very good morning to everyone. It's really a pleasure being in this highly charged and motivated group. So I remember 3-4 months back when I was just watching one YouTube video when I saw this small clip from Mudit, and he was talking about executive presence and business storytelling. And I was like totally taken up by this. I had never heard of this word of executive presence prior to that. I'm an automobile engineer, and I worked for Tata Motors for over 2.5 decades. And after that, recently I made a change. I made a shift to a smaller company, but at a higher position. And then I realized that the challenges which I faced earlier and the challenges the new roles were offering me were different to perform or to execute the roles I am in. So I thought this is a time where I need to find out some good mentor who would guide us through the journey, who has already gone through this and who has seen a better part of the world than us. And having always a mentor by your side will shorten your process of learning, because whatever he has learned over his journey, he will be offering to us, Mudit has offered to us, and that has greatly helped me in last 3 months. My what I was expecting was the change in my mindset, which has drastically changed now. I am much more confident and much more assertive in my actions and my interactions with seniors. Now I have also got an opportunity to directly interact with various people from the CXO roles. And after this exciting journey of last 3 months, somewhere I feel, because I never thought in the past, even I never dreamt of being a CEO or a CXO or any of the CXO roles. But now somewhere I have felt that the training and the guidance which I got for last 3 months has certainly enabled me to think much more higher. And when I see that and I observe various people's working the CXO roles, I always compare with what the training Mudit has given to us, and then I find out that various, the way they are presenting, the way they are interacting, and then I compare with what I have learned from them. So I also identify the areas of improvement where CXOs can do after this training. Regarding this 3 months, what I feel that it is a very structured and very beautiful way in which this whole training has been carried out by Mudit. From starting off the gratitude, the change of mindset, the habit formation. So he has covered every small aspects, every small aspects which are required for becoming or for aspiring for higher roles. So what I did in this last 3 months is, every time because I'm a practical person and I look for tips which will really give me effect immediately. So every time I attended the training, I tried to note down all the small things which can directly be implemented. Like some of the tips he has given on the presentation skills, that how do you prepare yourself, warm up yourself before going for a presentation. then the beautiful way in which he has explained about the business storytelling. So all the aspects what he has been telling, I am taking the practical things and trying to do things which can be immediately implemented. So now whenever I have a presentation, I try that there is a story in it. And as Mudit just told that the story should start with something nice, then there should be a concern to be uh, there has to be some concern or some problem which has to be addressed, and then later we solve the problem again. So I have been structuring now my presentations in that manner, in the manner of telling a story to all of us. And I have got a few appreciations from my seniors that my presentations have been more effective. In last 3 months, my presence in the organization has been more recognized. I have been trying to collaborate people across my group. Whenever I go for a cup of tea, I try to sit with people whom I don't know. I try to initiate discussions with them. So all the small things what has been told, I'm trying to implement it. My colleagues already have covered most of the points what has been taught in this program. But I would say that there are a few key learnings which I want to take here. Number one is that you should not be the best hidden secret. And after doing this training, I have been telling this to many of my friends, colleagues, and now they are coming to me asking for suggestions. Like 2 days back, I was speaking with one of my friends and telling him about executive presence. I told him that whenever you are going for any session or presentation, try to sit in the front row, try to ask some really intimidating and interesting questions to the speakers. So he said that small things like this are really benefiting. So first thing I learned is that you should not be the best hidden secret. Second is, rather than just having knowledge, you have all the knowledge in the world, but you don't act on anything. So that's of no use. So I have been focusing more on the action part. Although I should be candid that many of the things Mudit has explained here, hardly I could implement very less of it, 5 to 10%. But certainly going ahead, I have noted down a lot of things, and at every point of time, wherever I get an opportunity, I will try to put things in action. And last is environment is very important because environment is very powerful, and being in the right environment is really important for going ahead in the CXO journey. So I truly thank Mudit, Bianca, and all my friends in this team. I actively listen to all the comments which you give, all the interaction which you have in this group, and I find that this is really a very charged and a group full of people who are highly motivated. So thanks Mudit, thanks Bianca, and thanks to all of you for giving me this opportunity and to be a part of this team.